Hello everyone, my name is Sam Kefferstan and I'm from Mass Audubon's Nantucket Wildlife Sanctuaries. And I love to play in nature on beautiful fall days like today. For our activity today, I'm going to show you all how to make a pine cone bird feeder from scratch. Let's take a look at what we need. Alright, here's what we'll need. We'll need some peanut butter or Crisco, some ribbon, twine or garden wire, bird seed. It's good to mention that depending on the bird seed you pick, you might get different varieties of birds, so keep that in mind. A plastic container with a plate or tray, a spoon or popsicle sticks for spreading the peanut butter or Crisco, scissors, and last but not least, we're going to need a pine cone. So let's go on a walk and find one. Come along. Well, there are a few things to keep in mind when you're picking the perfect pine cone. First, you want to make sure you grab them off the ground. They're more likely to be dried and open, leaving plenty of crevices for that yummy peanut butter, Crisco, and bird seed to be nestled in for our feathered friends. We also want to be aware of our surroundings when we're doing this. You might find some different kinds of pine cones. Like this is from a pitch pine tree, and you can see it's a little wider and rounder than this from an eastern white pine, which is longer and skinnier. And last, we want to keep in mind that we want to leave no trace when we're in our natural spaces. So rather than picking pine cones off branches of living trees, let's make sure we're getting them off the ground where they're more likely to be dried and a better bird feeder anyways. So well, with that, let's head on inside and get to work. All right, so once we've got our perfect pine cones, the first step when we get inside is to tie a knot using the twine around the top of the pine cone. Any kind of simple overhand will work. At the other end, we want to be sure we use another overhand knot to establish a loop so we can hang it on a tree's branch. We want to make sure that it's tight because when a bird lands on it, we don't want it slipping through and ending up on the ground. So after that, we'll begin spreading our peanut butter over the pine cone and all the crevices so it captures all the seeds and provides plenty of food for our feathered friends. Feel free to take your time with this step. Once we've done that, we'll then put it in the plastic container with bird seed and just keep twisting it around until it captures all the seeds it can. It's worth noting, don't worry if you have leftover bird seed. You can always spread it under your new feeder because some birds are more likely to feed off the ground than they are from a feeder. And so once you've done that, you've got your pine cone bird feeder ready to set up outside. Let's check it out. All right, when setting up our feeder, let's make sure to pick a tree that's visible from your window on winter days. Also keep in mind, if birds don't show up to your feeder right away, that's all right. You can expect more birds to come to your feeder with a fresh coat of snow on the ground because other food sources will be unavailable. You also want to keep in mind what birds have already visited your feeder. You never know who's going to pop in for a visit. Isn't this such a great way to connect with nature? Feel free to repeat the process with the same cone once all the seed has been eaten by our feathered, or sometimes furry, friends. Make sure to remove any ribbon or decoration so we don't litter and keep our natural spaces pristine. Thank you so much for joining me today for this Nature Play Day activity. I hope this inspires you to connect with your favorite local birds and discover some new ones along the way. Until next time.